Let's go, champ. Welcome to the weekly Sunday video from now on. So I want to quickly go over something that I think is basically life is simple, but we ourselves make it fucking complicated and basically make it our own hell. So how do we go from being our own worst enemy into just making life to be amazing, which it is, if you stop being a little bitch and ruining everything for yourself. Basically, I had an interesting journey in the past 12 months, I would say. Starting jobs, quitting them, resigning, having no money. I'm probably gonna talk over this in a future video, but like in 2019 there was a 3-4 month period in which I was fucking broke. I just quit my job and my passive affiliate marketing income went to zero, like went to shit, and I was basically living in London without income. So I was in debt, like I borrowed money, credit cards, friends, family, and all of that. But I managed to overcome it. But yeah, as I said, I'll talk about it in a future video. But anyway, everything that all our negativity, all our problems can be easily solved if you actually do this. So I'm gonna take myself as an example. Looking back at my past 12 months, I have, and I still have it, I have and have had only one main big problem, which is not having enough income. And to look at objectively, I do have enough monthly income to sustain myself and to basically work from a laptop. I have, you could say, one client for at my marketing agency, which is going amazing. But in order to get to the next level and to start expanding and working on my vision, I need to basically 10x that. So the goal now is to get to, well, basically 10k per month, and then 18k per month, and then constantly evolving. There's no end to the vision. So going back to my biggest problem, not having enough income. So the next step for me is to get to 4 or 5k per month, which I'm currently working on. But so just imagine that one problem, which is my biggest one, and that was having half of the income that I need in order to start investing more aggressively into my business, growing it, scaling, hiring people, and basically then automating it. And then only then can I start working on another business idea that I have, which I need some capital in order to fully start. And basically I was holding myself back and not working on the solution on problem one, which is make more fucking money, basically sign more clients or whatever. But that was obvious to me because I have this agency and I'm good at Facebook advertising and just online marketing in general, which I actually proved to myself because I didn't actually believe that I was good at. But going back to the summer 2019, I worked temporarily for like 2 months for another marketing agency, and I just proved to myself that I'm actually fucking good at it. But yeah, anyway, it's obvious for me that is my door of going to the next level, or 4, 5, and then 10k per month. So, but the issue was, instead of actually working on that solution, meaning talking with business owners and seeing if I can help them, if they are the right fit, and basically working with them, signing them, getting money in exchange for me expanding the business, I was doing anything but that. And with time, by me not working on the solution of that big problem, more problems appeared out of that inaction. So I was constantly promising, oh, I'm gonna do 100 cold calls, basically sales calls. I'm gonna do 200, 500, 1000. I was like fucking crazy. I was setting the expectations so fucking high and never delivering on them. Basically, I was indefinite, I was drifting, and each time that you do that, you demotivate yourself, you lose your morale, because you promise something to yourself and you don't actually deliver on it, and subconsciously, yeah, you fuck up real good your mind. So that is a really bad habit. So basically, from inaction, over a few months, other problems appeared. I was starting to feel these moments of anxiety, overwhelm, you could say even depression, because I was like stagnant. I wasn't leveling up because I wasn't taking the right action, and I was living in an illusion. I was lying to myself, doing all these other bullshit. And basically, it may have been because I'm a perfectionist, and I unconsciously always create problems for myself so I can solve them. So just solving random bullshit which wasn't moving me forward to solve my biggest problem. So as I said, one problem, then 5-10 other problems appeared out of that. One of which, to give you an example, I had a issue with my teeth. Basically, one tooth filling broke, like fucking more than 1 year ago. Then another one broke, and because I didn't have enough money, and I was just reinvesting, and I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna do it later. Once I signed a client, but I wasn't taking action to sign one client, so it just snowballed, and like more than 1 year went by, and it got worse to the point where every time I ate, it was like fucking painful. So just saying that out loud is how crazy is that, like that I didn't take the right action. But anyway, a few weeks ago, I finally did it. Traveled back to Bulgaria, went to the dentist, fucking fixed that. Finally. So that was problem caused by me not acting on the biggest problem. Then another thing is, for example, I made up a false story about YouTube. I'm gonna do YouTube once I sign a client. So it ended up being like 7-8 months of me not creating, not doing what, like, I feel drawn to doing this. Basically, now my perspective on these YouTube videos is imagining that I'm actually speaking to myself when I was 17 to 21. So basically, in a way, message to myself in the past. And if my old self in the past was watching these videos, he could make better decisions. But saying that, I wouldn't change anything going back, because I wouldn't have been where I am now if I didn't make those same mistakes, if that makes sense. But anyway, going back to my original point, which is try to look at all your negativity and all your problems. Like, basically ask yourself, what is the main cause, like the biggest cause of all of my negativity in my life? So I did that a few weeks ago, and I realized that everything for me stems out of not having enough income, because I can't work on expanding my vision because I need money for that. I can't travel as much as I want. I can't invest in my businesses, meaning I can't go to the next level. And because of that, I'm holding back on creating, sharing, on traveling. I was holding back on fixing my teeth. I'm still holding back on basically starting another business. So basically, I'm making myself play small. And all of that, basically all of my negativity, is solvable by me increasing my monthly income, which for me at this moment in my life, the thing that most makes sense and I can most easily achieve is by gaining more clients for my company, marketing agency, Tunex Media. So now, after I came to Bulgaria, from Bulgaria, I started, for the first time ever, I did sales cold calls, which I'm not actually sure why I was so afraid of doing it. Maybe because I was very, very shy when I was little, so I have this unconscious belief that, I don't know, I'm afraid to speak with other people. But I tried to reinstall like another story in my brain, basically, which is, I know I can help this business owner, so I just need to see if they're the right fit, and if they are, I can help them. If they don't want to, all right. So just grinding the sales calls, which I'm doing at the moment. And since I did that, since I fixed my teeth, everything's amazing. So basically now I am ignoring everything else, and I'm just trying to focus on solving problem one. And when I solve problem one, all the other problems are gonna disappear, like they're gonna be deleted, and I'm gonna go to the next level. So basically, I want you, if this makes sense to you, like ask yourself, what is the main thing that is causing all the negativity in my life? So for me, it was not enough income. Maybe it's the same for you, or maybe for another friend, it was actually his job, his environment, and maybe that is causing all of your negativity. So looking back 1 year ago, I was still in university. Being in that city and around university, that was the biggest negativity in my life. And once I did make the decision to leave, to drop out and to move to London, everything, like all the negativity I had at that time, because I was depressed as fuck, it disappeared. So yeah, maybe it's your environment, maybe it's your house, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's your relationship, maybe it's your job, or maybe you don't know what it is. Just by asking, the answer will come. So try to figure that out, and once you do, try to, like I'm telling you, every other problem that you have is connected to the main one, and it's actually as a result of the main one, and as a result of the inaction over time of basically ignoring the solution of problem one. So try to do this for your own life, and then basically take all the other problems and forget about them, and just focus on solving your biggest problem. If it's your job, start sending CVs every week, every day. So basically, simplicity over complexity. So for me now, my weekly to-do list is to do at least 40 cold calls, nothing else. Previously my to-do list was so fucking overwhelming, and I was raising the standard so high, and I never actually accomplished all of my tasks. And again, I felt shitty, and I was like, at the end of the week, I didn't do any progress that would have made me solve my problem. So instead, now I'm actually doing this. Only, like, the biggest solution for my problem at the moment is basically doing cold calls, sales calls, meetings, online calls, anything that can help me to get in touch with the owner of those businesses that I can help. So my weekly to-do list is X number of cold calls, and then I reverse engineer, and then I need to do, like, example, 2 or 3 days out of the week, 10-20 calls. So if in your case it's a job, focus only on sending like 50 CVs a week, nothing else. And if you literally do that 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row, just in terms of probability, like chance, you would find another job, and then you will fix all the bullshit and negativity in your life. So try to do that. So basically, figure out your main biggest problem, which is causing all the other ones. Then what is your best solution, like the main objective that you need to hit. So if your job is the biggest negative aspect in your life, the solution would be to find another job. So then the weekly action that you can take is sending CVs, and from there you set a weekly target, and it would help if you tell someone else so they can keep you accountable and tell you that you're a little bitch if you don't do it. And then try to do that every day, small steps every single day, and ignore everything else. Just like think about it, if you do nothing else but for like 5 weeks or 2 months, you do those 50 CVs or whatever it is every week, your problem solved. So expect some really good news in a few weeks, because I'm sticking to what I'm actually saying. This principle, basically simplicity. And yeah, with that being said, hope you fucking crush the week. And yeah, life is amazing. Stop being in your own way. Stop being your own worst enemy. And just eliminate all the distractions and the bullshit that is draining your energy. And yeah, shout out to the park. Let's go, champ.